Greetings, mortals, and welcome. Please present your tickets for validation. Thank you. Your existence has been acknowledged, and you have been granted access every Thursday and Friday. You will be accompanying your guides, Krista and Brandy, along with a world-renowned guest. They will be exploring an intriguing tendril of what humans refer to as reality each week, as they strive to advance you further down the path to the truths of your physical earth and what lies on the other side. Remember to please keep your hands and feet in the vehicle at all times, and do not exit until the craft has come to a complete stop.
Hey everybody, welcome.
Welcome everybody. Happy Thursday.
And knock on wood, Brandy, your internet is like fabulous tonight.
I know, took me about 25 minutes, but yeah, here I am.
And I'm not lagging for you.
I know, it's all great. It's all great for the moment. Of course it is raining, so that may have a little bit to do with it.
You had to burst my bubble. Yeah. Anyway, appreciate everybody being here tonight. There's a lot of people coming in the chat, and we appreciate each and every one of you guys.
Yeah, we realize it's summertime and everybody's, busy doing their summer things. And if you come and visit us or watch us afterwards, we appreciate each and every one of you for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll try to give some shout outs here real quick because my computer refreshes, as most know. But we have Spillin' Tea, Gary Spikes, Kevin, Werewolf, John Robinson. Let me see here. Paranormal Paul, Peace Frog, Rock and Rory. I'm looking here. Foster Bennett. Hello. Author and illustrator BJ Lapierre. Hello. Aaron's. We know Aaron's. Devin Scott, hello. Shelley Lee. I'm trying to see names that I haven't hollered out. Brandy Blondes and Booze.
No.
Kenneth Robertson. And Anna. I'm sorry, I just refreshed. So I hate when that happens. Anyway. Let's talk about real quick, Brandy, our event that we have coming up in October. Do you want to talk about it real quick?
Absolutely. This is going to be at what Chris and I call our second home. This is at the Ray County Museum. It's October 26th. Well, it's going to be a little bit different than everything else that we've kind of put out there for events. We're going to have like a cryptid 101 and a paranormal 101 during the day. We're going to take a break. We're going to feed you dinner, and then we're going to ghost hunt all night at the Ray County Museum. So go ahead and get your tickets. We do have a limited amount that we're going to be selling. And it's super cheap during the day. If you just wanted to come watch the paranormal and the cryptid 101, it's only $15 to get in. $65 if you want to do the whole thing, which is excellent. I mean, absolutely excellent. So get your tickets now. They're on Eventbrite. Go to Blondes and Booze. Should be the first thing that pops up.
Yep. And like Brandy just said, tickets are super cheap. Honestly, that's our cheapest event we've done, and that's the most like we're doing because we are doing the Paranormal 101. We are doing the Cryptid 101. So
it's our last one of the year. We got to go out with a bang. You know what I mean?
That's right. And like she said, tickets are limited. So
yeah, and it's right there in spooky season. Oh boy.
right before Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's going to be a good weekend. So if anybody's in the area, I'll post the link here shortly in chat if anybody's interested in tickets and coming out and hanging out with Brandy and I. Also, real quick, I'm going to bring Paranormal Paul up because we got something to talk about with Paranormal Paul. Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
I am
good.
No.
Brandy, you know what? If it takes you getting a lot of rain to get you on nice and clear, I'll come down there with a hose and I'll just spray your house every time you guys go on.
Please, just spray around. Just spray around the house.
There you go. That's funny. Paul, I'm gonna let you talk about this. We got something going on, don't we?
Oh yeah, on Friday, September 13th. What could be better than Friday the 13th doing a ghost hunt? Maybe if it was Friday the 13th in October.
Nothing.
No, but we're going to be at the Haunted Castle House in Brumley, Missouri. Blondes and Booze and Paranormal Among Us will all be there. Enter for your chance to win. We have one ticket remaining. So what you need to do to enter is simply easy for you to say, right?
I thought you said all you have to do is strip, and I'm like, what?
No.
That's a little risque.
Right?
I'm watching Carmen and Lauren in the preview down there. That's good. Anyway, to enter, simply share both Blondes and Booze and Paranormal Among Us YouTube channels with your friends on Facebook, and don't forget to tag us so we know that you guys shared it and everything. Winners will be drawn. August 31st.
Yes.
31st.
Right. We have one lucky winner.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yes.
Yep.
Just one. So if you're in the area of Southern Missouri,
Or not.
It's actually mid-Missouri, kind of.
okay. If you're in the Midwest,
Yeah.
and want to
There
do
you
that, head on over and share our stuff, and hopefully you'll be the lucky one drawn. So.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, haven't really had a chance to talk to Brandy about this, but you know what? Now's a good time.
Uh-oh.
So if you share our channels out, and you still continue to tag us, but you don't really want to come to only have one ticket available. So if you share us out, we will do a drawing and we will give 2 tickets away to our Ray County Museum event.
Well, that sounds good.
There we go.
Yeah.
I like that.
Right. So
All right. So that's $130 free. Boom, right there.
Yep.
Wow.
I just
and
shared
we'll
it.
feed you still. We'll let you eat even on that, right?
Yeah. And you get to eat.
Right. So anyway, so please share our channel out and just get the word out, and we appreciate it. And if you want to come to the Brumley, Missouri deal, then let us know and you'll be in the drawing. And if you want to just come with 2 people and want to do the Ray County Museum event, we're good with that too. So just let us know for sure. So speaking of Brumley, we have with us Night Owl Paranormal, and they will also be there at Brumley with us. And Brandy and myself, Paul, you're going to be there. And then Kathy and Aaron from the Ray County Museum also.
Cool. That'd be a fun night.
Oh,
yeah.
So whoever's lucky and wins that ticket, you have got some experience backing you up going to Brumley. So absolutely. So if you're kind of worried about it, or you're kind of, you think you'd be scared, don't worry about it. There's going to be a ton of us there, and there's a lot of experience that'll be there backing you. So no problem.
Yep, absolutely. So anyway, I'm going to bring up Night Owl Paranormal, and it is Carmen and Lauren. Hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hello.
How are
See,
you?
I was lucky. I got to investigate with Carmen. It was a few years ago, but I got to investigate her with her in my hometown, and we had a blast. We were going to the wee early hours of the morning. Might have been daylight when we left. I'm not sure, but I know that we investigated for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm. Where was it?
At the Rogers Theater here in town.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool. Good deal. Good deal.
All right.
So,
Ray County.
yeah. Carmen and Lauren were at Ray County this weekend with Paranormal Paul, myself, and Kathy and Aaron from the museum. And it was just us, and it was like, whoa, crazy active, off the charts active.
I know, I'm so mad.
It was a fun night. It was a fun night.
Yeah. It was a good time. So just a little brief history. Ray County Museum started out as a poor farm, and was poor farm for years. Then it went to a nursing home, and then for more years, and then the county bought it and opened it up as a museum. So that's basically it, right?
Pretty
But,
much.
yeah. There's been a lot of deaths there. There's been a lot of documented deaths there. There's a lot of hearsay too, but there's a lot of bad, but there's also people that have come in there that they remember the museum and had good times there too. So it's not just totally a negative place, you know.
And it's so weird that it's just the one area that's bad, and you feel it the second you walk down that one hallway with all those mannequins. You feel something completely different than the rest of the museum.
Yeah. That's why I usually hang out in the room at the very end on the other side of the hallway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the later the night gets, the more active that room gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got that right.
Yeah. So are you guys talking about the schoolroom?
No, he's talking about the war room.
The Civil War room.
Civil War room.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, Gary. We definitely appreciate that. Hold on.
Yeah.
Gary Spike says, Krista, when you have the drawing for the single ticket, add a walking stick for me. And I can attest,
Awesome.
Mr. Gary Spike Sr. makes some amazing walking sticks. I own one myself. I've seen many of them that he's made. So that is really cool. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
Awesome, Gary.
Yeah, absolutely. I've actually got, well, I always carry one in my car. The actual one that I use is in my car. The other one, it's too pretty to use, so I keep it in the house. It's decoration. It's too pretty.
Yeah. Thank you, Gary, though. We definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, okay, my mind, I had a brain fart. So, museum.
The museum. Well, you know, I mean, what got me the most is I was watching the feed that you guys were sending out, the lives and what have you, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, how come it's so active? Because it's like when I'm there and Krista's there, it's just like, you know, okay, you know, I guess they're tired of us or something. I don't know, but I mean, I heard all these beeps and things going on, and then, you know, with what happened to Paul, and I was like, what is going on there? I mean, was there anything different, Krista, going on when you went there? Or did, you know, Kathy give him a pep talk? What happened?
Kathy's been known to do that. Kathy has been known to say, hey, you know, we got a team coming in, kind of, you know, she does do that. However, she didn't tell me she did that. If she did, that I don't know. But
I gotta have a talk with her now.
so the area. Go ahead, Carmen. I'm sorry.
So usually when Lauren and I go to places to investigate, it doesn't matter wherever we go. Usually with the energy between him and I, we can get things active and talking when other people can't.
Sweet.
Yeah.
One of the things we do.
Yeah.
And didn't you say it was a full moon that night?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Oh, it was the buck moon too. Now I know. It was the buck moon. It was the one that looked like a full moon all weekend long. That was the buck moon. Yes. Okay.
So the area that they're all talking about, it is it's had quite a history as far as the paranormal. There's been in the room that Paul had his incident, and we'll talk about that here in just a few minutes, but another guy from a previous paranormal team I was on was scratched in that room. It's the Civil War room. So that whole level up there is that whole side of the museum is kind of wonky, and it is kind of like a very heavy feeling up there, you know. And then it another time, and I've talked about it on our show before, we had a friend of ours who was literally I call it jumped, but I guess you could say kind of possessed up there, and he definitely tried to attack me. And then the Kling brothers came there and had a bunch of attendees there, and then there was somebody that night that got scratched up there with them. So I don't know, kind of wonky.
Now you're talking about in the schoolroom, right? Where you got attacked? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm talking about just that whole like side, because like where the Civil War room is close to the Indian artifacts room, so there's a lot of history in that room as well. When Kathy had the chair was in there, when that chair was in there, so that was since been removed. So that room's kind of died down a little bit, I guess, per se, but the rest of the place is pretty crazy. So you guys, what happened? You three went up to that room, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went on live around 1:00 in the morning or something like that. And the three of us were sitting in the Civil War room. We were probably at least 6 feet apart from each other.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have, it kind of explain what kind, and I have a clip that I want to show after this. You guys kind of explain the equipment that you guys were using with that, especially with that tiger that you have.
Okay, so the tiger that he's talking about is we have a little motion sensor tiger. And it's just like my baby doll that I used when you and I went, Brandy, to the theater.
I remember that.
I think they froze.
I think they froze.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear about the tiger.
So it's a frozen. There you are.
Oh, there you are. Okay, we missed everything about the tiger.
Okay, so the tiger is almost like my Lily Mae doll that we have when we were doing. So anytime that you go in front of it, purrs at you, and then it kind of yawns. It does like different voices.
The teeth chatter.
Yeah, the teeth will chatter and it goes.
And it also does that when you shine a flashlight in its face.
I collect stuff like that, so when we go to places that have children, something to play with.
Right.
So we've gotten to where collect different motion dolls and stuff.
Right.
And it's crazy how we end up getting them picked up for us, because we can go down aisles in toy stores and nothing will happen, and then we'll come back around and it's like boom, certain toys are going off. So then we decide, okay, that's the doll that we're going to start taking with us.
Right.
So we have a suitcase full of just nothing but kids stuff.
Mm-hmm. And when, I just want to let everybody know, like, you guys have like a shit ton of equipment.
I mean, it's a very impressive setup. I mean, I wasn't so we were talking before we went out there, and he was asking me how many rooms are there, and I said 53, 52, whatever it is. And okay, good, we have 16 cameras that we're going to be putting up. We're like, what? We're going to be doing a movie production or something? I mean, it was impressive with all the equipment and cameras and feeds and the big TV they have it all linked into. It was really impressive. I can't wait to do that again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so also in that room, we set up, I don't think we set up the grid. We did set up the dinger bell, which we got a lot of activity with the dinger bell. And it was like direct answers, because when we was doing the live, I asked specifically for them to ring the bell on how many spirits was there, and that bell was just like going non-stop. It was not stopping. And I think we got up to 23 at one time.
Yeah,
I think so. And that's also the room where there's a little, like a dresser cabinet or nightstand cabinet that one of the spirits there likes to open and close. So when we first initially walked through the museum, there was a couple rooms that have that issue. We opened the door, and hopefully we wanted to see if somebody would close it, and we did that and open a drawer.
Well, the museum's been known to do that before. There is a video out there from it was Paranormal Task Force. They captured a video, Terry, with a camera on it, and that door, it opened and shut, and that is out there on his channel.
Yeah. We were hoping to get that that night, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And that could have been why something happened later. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, so you didn't get that, but you got everything else.
You got
Okay,
everything
fine.
else.
Just fine.
So
Oh gosh, he can't be happy. He's got to have everything. He just can't be happy.
you know. So to kind of set this up, I had a flashlight in one hand, and I was recording on my phone, doing the live on the other hand. So I had both of my hands free, and like I said earlier, that we were pretty far apart, so nobody was close to anybody else. And I'm looking through the footage. I think this was yesterday or Tuesday. I'm looking through the footage, and Lauren, you said there was a radiator in the corner, kind of to my left, and behind me was a display case that it was just a display case on top, and it was open on the bottom. And probably 15 minutes before this happened, what did you see under there? Do you remember?
Not right offhand.
You said that you saw like a mist or a fog or like a something moving underneath there.
Yeah. Couldn't actually. It was like a fog of some sort, kind of rolled up, and then it just disappeared.
Okay. So I also had my video camera with me, and I set that kind of behind us. And I actually forgot that it was there. And we were kind of going on through the night, trying to communicate with the spirits and everything. And didn't it keep saying get out, or it wanted us to leave?
Well,
yeah,
it kept saying get out, and then it said it didn't like you. And then, like the last warning that we got before the incident happened, it said, "I'll bite you."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And right after that, I think I thought I saw something in the room across the hall. But
be nice. Don't we're just here to communicate and get their story out. They don't have to be mean.
Yeah.
That was over in the Indian artifact room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where you seen the shadow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think that's So here's the video that we had. There's a tombstone over here. Mm-hmm. What's that name?
Oh, John
Kurt.
Hunt. John
Is
M.
that
Hunt.
Colonel?
COK. ID MOCAV.
10th Missouri Cavalry. Is that CO? Is that Colonel? Commanding officer. Whoa, I just felt something cold on my leg. Whoa, I got scratched.
Did you really?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, shit. When you said his name.
Look at that.
Yep. You can see the marks straight down.
Get him?
Get him? Yeah, I heard that.
Bring him down?
They didn't like me. What was that? Krista, you're muted.
You're muted.
Oh, I was going to say I have no idea. I have nothing else up on my screen, but so it's not me.
Was there sound to that video? Because I didn't hear it.
Oh, you didn't hear sound? Did you guys hear
No,
sound?
I didn't hear it. Oh, okay, good.
Oh,
this is weird, people. Why am I not hearing it? I'm hearing everything else.
That is weird.
That is weird.
And I'm getting a great signal. What the? Oh, okay. All right.
What I find interesting, like when I was scratched, it wasn't at the museum, but when I got scratched, I felt like a burning sensation. You felt cold.
Yeah, I felt cold. And Lucy, or no, Bernard, no, it was 5 scratches. We, for some reason, we couldn't get a really good picture of this. But there's like 6 or 7 of us, however many were all there that night.
Mhm.
I mean, there was 5 scratches, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we saw it. We did see it.
Yeah.
5.
5.
Okay,
Yeah.
went
Let
like
me.
this down your leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to pull up a picture that, the one picture that kind of shows it. Okay.
Oh yeah, you can
Oh
definitely.
yeah, I see it.
You can see the one right there, and it looked like a nail point there or something like
Yes.
that. There's one going up there, and there was 3 other ones over on this side. But for some reason or another, we couldn't get a really good picture of it. But I mean, you can see it, plain as day.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's what I wanted to talk about, and Erin actually said something about it here. She says maybe it wasn't anything negative, but just saying, "Hey, I'm here." What do you guys think about that?
That's exactly what I thought, because it kept telling us to get out. It wanted us to get out like several times, and I kept saying, "No, we want to see you close that door."
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
However, I don't know that it was like I don't know. I just feel like yours felt cold. When I got scratched, it was like a burn. Seriously.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was like like mine was definitely, when it happened, it was on the negative side. But like yours, I don't know. Do you know where I'm going with that?
Well,
like, different. Maybe
It
it's
really
a different.
didn't happen until after.
What was that, Carmen?
oh, I think they froze again.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they're froze.
Because most scratches that I see that are like more on the negative, I'm not going to say demonic. I'm just going to say on the negative side, they are like, they're deep, and they're, you can see them welt up and get super red, almost like they're infected. It's really strange to see those.
Yeah.
Yours, Paul, looks like it's going, hey, you know what? I've already told you, I'm still here.
Here's your friendly warning. Now get out.
Here's your warning.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the guy that I know that it happened to, Ken is his name, that he got scratched in that room. It was, I believe, if I remember correctly, it was on the back of his neck. So, and it was in that same room. Can you hear us, Carmen?
Oh,
Well,
There she is.
there.
It's a little bit better. Can you guys hear us now?
Better.
You never know. You live in Missouri, what happens?
Right?
So it really didn't happen.
It keeps cutting her right off.
It does.
Until after he said.
You gonna send her a message that we're not hearing her?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't hear her.
I had noticed that. Well, I mean, I was reading that tombstone that was in the room, and it happened right after. Right, Carmen? Can you hear us?
And that tombstone that's in that room, it was never on a grave or anything like that. It's just there, So it's not a used tombstone.
Right. And we've said this.
Oh, sorry. When we first went into the room, when we first turned on the spirit box, it said Colonel.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then when he was asking it, completely to keep closing the door, I think it got kind of aggravated, but like, I'm not in the mood to close it. Shut up, leave me alone. That way.
Yeah.
And then when he read the name off the tombstone is when it actually was like, okay, you went too far.
Right. Right.
And it kind of scratched him, letting him know, not in a harmful way, but letting him know, back off.
Right. Right. And would you mind playing that again because Devin says, "Did anybody else see an orb float by his face?" Meaning you.
By my face?
Yeah. Let's. Can we watch that video again?
Okay. Here
That's what
goes.
Devin said. Let's watch. Let's look for the orb.
Tombstone over here.
Mm-hmm.
What's that name?
Oh,
John Kurt.
Hurt. Hunt. John
Is
M.
that-
Hunt.
Colonel?
COK. ID MOCAV.
10th Missouri Cavalry. Is that CO? Is that Colonel? Commanding officer. Whoa, I just felt something cold on my leg. Whoa, I got scratched.
Did you really?
Yeah, he did.
Oh shit. When you said his name.
Look at that.
Yep. You can see the marks straight down.
Get him?
Get him. Yeah, I heard that.
Bring him down?
I didn't see it. I think it was a reflection out of the window because I seen this flashlight kind of swipe through the window and it went like this. That may have been what you were seeing. But then again, I'd have to relook at it and I still don't have any sound.
Really?
I seen something go across Carmen's face.
I think that was when I was looking down and the flashlight kind of swept through the room and it might have hit some glass and reflected over there.
Right.
And
Right.
then in the very beginning, there was some that was a reflection of light, I think, right by you, Lauren.
Okay.
But I think I was also moving the light up that way.
Well, we'll just have to analyze that again, Paul.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. You may have missed something.
Yeah, could have.
Is there a way that you can slow it down on your recorder?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll
Right.
look at that. I'll look at that later because that's
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah.
So Missy says, "Paul, I seen your leg twitch through right when you got scratched."
So I don't know if it twitched or not. That's the leg that I had my knee replacement on, and it really it doesn't feel back like it's 100% yet. So it could be that something was just not right with the leg, or it could have been reaction to the scratch. I don't know for sure. I didn't remember feeling it twitch, but I would almost discount that one as something an
As
issue.
you don't know. Yeah, you don't know. So
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So Shade Viking asks, so did you guys sleep there overnight? Was it in? It was at the Ray County Museum in Richmond, Missouri. And yes, we actually did stay the night there. I've spent the night there many times. And honestly, I sleep good there. I don't have any issues. Now, Paul, you kind of did, though.
I did, and it was weird. I mean, we were in the apartment, and I kept hearing like something was banging on the door, like it was trying to get in. But there was cats and a dog in there, so I didn't get up and see what that was. And then when I woke
slept
up,
for
and
about
this
an
is,
hour.
huh?
I said I think I slept for an hour.
Now, did anything? I mean, you guys were more in the museum. Did you guys hear or see anything or feel anything overnight after we stopped?
I heard a lot of footsteps and banging.
I don't know. I was so tired by the time I set the cot up and put my head down, I was gone.
Really?
I left the music box and some lights and stuff on
Interesting.
Okay.
in the
Interesting.
hallway in front of that door we stayed in. It went off a couple times.
So that area is pretty active. Like we sat in there, and there's one time in particular they were in there shooting a documentary, and I was sitting in the chapel with Kathy, and we heard footsteps just as plain as day walking down that hallway, and then we heard them coming up and down the steps, and that went on off and on all night while they were filming. So
yeah, the last time I was there, and Aaron's and myself, we slept in the chapel, and yeah, she said she was hearing all that stuff. Now I couldn't hear it because she had a fan on, So, and I was on the other side of the room, so I didn't hear the footsteps, but she says, yeah, there was footsteps going on. I said, I do not doubt it at all.
No,
And that's where you guys were sleeping, so you guys heard the footsteps there too.
I think something was going up and down the steps a lot,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right
Yes.
there by the bathrooms.
And what's
Yeah.
crazy about that place, it does not matter if it's nighttime, if it's daytime, if it's middle of the afternoon. It was
Yep.
like the next morning when we got up, I told Lauren, I said, let's go in the basement and go talk to the guy that was chained up down there. And I mean, we did a live for maybe 15, 20 minutes down there, waiting for everybody to get up. And he was just chatting away with me. And he was like, I was like, good morning. He was like, my spirit is like morning. I was like, you know, he knew we were still there and we were going to come see him.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And that guy down there, you know, he's not mean. He's just not altogether upstairs, you know.
He's missing a couple, you know, marbles.
He likes to get in your space.
Yes.
You know. Yeah.
What he doesn't like is Paul getting close to me or Lauren getting close to me. That really kind of ticked him off every time they would get close to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're female.
So the REM pod went off very loud a couple of times, like back off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of the things that he is very active with the REM pod. Yeah. Bernard says real quick, there was a lot of fighting and war around the Kansas City area, a lot of blood spilled. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Anna said that's spooky to hear the footsteps so much. And I'm still apologizing to that, Anna, to this very day. I'm apologizing to that. So sorry.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, because my little friend invaded their space in, we were in Gatlinburg, matter of fact.
Yeah.
In Gatlinburg. And my little friend came with me because it likes to travel and bothered Anna.
Poor Anna. She was sleeping upstairs and yeah.
Yeah. It moved her glasses. She heard the footsteps. She just didn't know what was going on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yep.
And see, Krista and I already knew because when we were getting ready for bed, we were in the room and we were crawling into bed and everything. And next thing you know, we heard this big old bang in the corner and there's nobody there or even around there to make that noise. We're like, oh, okay. There it is.
It's here. But honestly, I slept good in that house.
I did too.
We rented an Airbnb and a bunch of us stayed in it together and I slept good. Poor Anna, she did not.
No.
And she's not one that's into the ghost. Give her a dog or a Bigfoot, but not a ghost.
Right. Again, Anna, I'm so sorry. So sorry. But every time I go somewhere and this thing likes to travel, I sleep great. I just sleep great. It bothers everybody else. It was just great.
Yep. True story. True story. So what out of you guys hunted the whole museum? What's your favorite room there? Your favorite area? Each of you answer.
Oh.
I'm not really sure because we got activity out of everywhere we went.
Yeah.
And if there wasn't activity, wait 5 minutes, go to another room and come back and it's active.
Yeah.
Because even when we went into the ore room, it was maybe active for a couple of minutes and then stopped and then we went somewhere else and we came back and then I told them, Paul and Lauren, to kind of be quiet. I was going to do an EVP and I ended up I set my phone just down on the floor to do an EVP and we got some crazy stuff on there just doing an EVP.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it said, was it, what are you thinking? In a whisper?
Wow.
I think even though I got scratched there, I'm going to say the Civil War room was my favorite one. I know they're not going to like me going back in there next time, but
Guess where you're going in October?
Yep.
Civil War room.
And my favorite room is the band room, which is right across the hallway.
I have something on here that I wanted to show that I had in the band room, and I'm not exactly sure what it was. So I'll play that a little later.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's my favorite one. I like the carpet in there because I'm always stretched out laying on the floor in there. I'm like, this is nice.
So, you know,
It's nice and comfy.
Like I said earlier, they had Lauren and Carmen. They had 16 cameras, and there was one going on in the band room, and we saw things right from the get go when they put the camera up and then had connected everything. There was things flying around in there. I went up there by myself, and I was walking on that carpet. And Lauren, didn't you say all kinds of dust was kicking up when I was walking on that carpet?
Yeah, you could see the dust particles, but you can also see other stuff just really fly through there, like the orbs.
Yeah.
You can tell the difference in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. I'd say my favorite room it's got to be. Got to think about this, man. This is a hard one. Honestly, I like the World War II room. It's got the Purple Heart in there, and that's usually. I used to be really, really active. That room was, and I feel like he actually kind of watches over the place. And I think Kathy and Aaron would agree with me on that. Like he's kind of the watcher. You know, he's a good soul that's there. And I would say I kind of like that room. It's my pick. And Grandma's kitchen when she feels like talking.
Yeah, I didn't get anything
and what
in there.
was also crazy in that ward, the ward room is like, okay, so we got what was it, Corporal? Or, we got that
Corporal
one.
came through.
Yeah, but on top of it is we got Ford too. The bad guy.
Yeah, we had the name Ford kept coming up, and we had to go back in. I can't remember what room it is where all the Missouri badasses are. And right on the wall with Jesse and Frank James was, I can't remember the guy's first name, but his last name was Ford. Yeah.
Bob Ford.
Bob Ford, yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
So that came through.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do have to ask this question, and this is for everybody. Okay, the agricultural room in the basement, the one with the horse's head. Did anyone get anything in there? Did anyone?
I'll let you guys answer that one first.
Like, I think it was active for a few minutes and just quit. It wasn't active very long. But like I said, you could go into one room and it not be active very long, and then you go somewhere else and you come back from another room to see what's going on.
Yeah.
They want to know what you're doing. And it was like, okay, so like on the spirit box, we also got what was it called? They were playing hide and seek kind of with us, and it came across the spirit box like that. And it was funny because we went to another room, and I'm like, we would get activity for like about 2 minutes, and then we'd hear down the hall knocking or tapping or footsteps, and I'm like, they're playing hide and seek with us. They want you to go their at the moment, and then as soon as you go into that room, it's like, haha, you followed us here, and we're going to go over here now. And they would knock or tap to let you know that they're moving throughout the building.
Yeah.
Well, when you guys were doing the Estes method or whatever you guys were doing in the basement, where the guy was chained up, when I was in there with my camera, I kept getting feedback, even when I had the mic on low. So I got out of there and I went down to the agriculture room, and I didn't get anything on camera, but it just felt really weird in there. I mean, I didn't hear any banging or clicks or anything. It just felt a lot different than the rest. And actually, I that actually that actually kind of leads me into this other clip that I was when they were doing the live. I was walking around, and again, you don't see anything, but I heard a lot of clicking. You know, when you go through like an amusement park and they're clicking the clicker to count how many people are in.
Yep.
Yeah.
I heard that a lot.
Okay.
Okay, wait, before we look at the clip. Now, you know that not far down from there is all those old typewriters.
Right by there. That's where I was at, right by the typewriter.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a bunch of old typewriters, and I'm thinking clicking noise.
But it,
Okay.
it
Writing
didn't
the paper.
sound like typewriting though. Typewriters.
Okay.
So, Brandy, I hope you can hear
Okay.
it.
Well, several people in chat said they couldn't hear the sound either. So
Really?
let's try to play it and we'll see if everybody hears it or not.
Okay.
All right, here you go.
Where'd you go?
Okay.
Wow.
The clicks, but that's weird. Like, what could that been your phone though, or something?
I had never.
It sounded like somebody was tapping
Yeah, like
on the mic.
Yeah, they could have been tapping, and I was walking around like this. I wasn't,
Yeah, but it does sound like a typewriter to me. Like even
And some of them did, and then some of them didn't.
Yeah,
But it was almost like it was tapping on your mic.
Yeah.
Like tapping on
But
your
it
phone.
Sound like one of them ink pens that you could click a lot of times too.
right.
Yeah.
Like
Like
they were
that.
getting ready to
Yeah.
write something.
Yeah. But no, I was walking around like this, and I think I had a flashlight in my other hand, and nothing was touching the microphone. Or I wasn't touching the microphone.
That's weird. That's
Yeah.
weird because if it were a cord or something, you would definitely hear that.
Mhm.
That doesn't sound like that. That right there is weird. I'm just saying that. It's just weird.
Yeah.
I can't even explain that.
Yeah, it sounded like it stayed with you too. Like if it was a typewriter, you were walking away from that area. It
Mhm.
would have gotten less. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and maybe somebody was around taking notes behind you and kept clicking their pen and taking notes.
Okay, I know the exact spot we're going to scratch them, guys.
Exactly. Let me write this down. Oh, he did that. He gets a check.
Yeah.
No, that was strange. I
Maybe he
can't.
kind of wanted to communicate. Maybe so.
Maybe. Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah.
I've never heard that down there.
Check into those clicks and compare it with like Morse code.
Lauren, didn't you say when they were ringing the bell so much? I'm in the Civil War room. Didn't you say something about Morse code?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I would check into that and just listen to it and see, what you're hearing.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any, cadence to it.
Mhm.
And you never know, because that was really weird, Paul. That was very weird. I can't explain that
Yes.
one. I've never heard that before.
We got to figure out how to check that.
Wouldn't that be something if they were doing some kind of Morse code communication with us? That would be freaking awesome.
That would be cool.
We would have to get one of those little thingies
Yeah.
and put it down there and see if they would, use that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if anybody knows anybody that knows Morse code, send them our way.
Yeah, hook us up.
Yeah.
Hook us up. Okay, there's a couple questions here. Lil Patty says, Paul, did you go into Grandma's kitchen?
We went in there a couple times and absolutely nothing happened. It felt uneasy, but nothing happened.
Okay.
I was disappointed.
She didn't make him an apple pie, so he in there very long.
And
No
I think the three of us went in there, and I mean nothing. I think Kathy was with us too.
Yeah, she was showing that glass that glows.
Oh yeah.
With the
Oh,
black.
that was
box.
Aaron. Yeah, and yeah, nothing happened to us at all.
Yeah. I don't know. That's I don't know. I don't know. We have to look into that though.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would.
Next question. Kevin asks, do you think they stay in their own rooms or do they move around? You guys all want to take your turn and answer?
I think they move around.
Yeah, I mean, if they're playing hide and seek with us, I think they were moving around.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And interacting with each other. So I mean, there's more to it than them just. It's not like they have a kitty gate up there and it's like, hey, this is your room, stay in it. They have free room.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think some just prefer to stick by, or in certain rooms because
I think I'm with you, Krista, on that, and I'm thinking not necessarily in the room, but in that area, in that hallway, particularly, in the couple rooms right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. For instance, like in the tool room downstairs, there's said to be a man and a cat attached to that corn machine. Well, people have only felt the cat in that room. The cat hasn't been felt upstairs. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's just my observation.
Well, and look how they have it set upstairs too. They have a war room with nothing but veteran stuff, and then when you go a little bit down the hallway and then turn, you got all the artifacts from the Indians. So,
yep.
Okay, right there, you have your war and your Indian. So it's like, what kind of communication are you going to get back and forth with that?
Right. No, you're very well. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. And in the Indian artifacts room, there's also a mastodon bone in there.
Yeah, a bone. So
a big one. That museum though, like if anybody's just even into history and they're not even into ghosts, I'm not kidding. Like it's worth going through and allow yourself several hours just to go through each room and look at all the cool, I guess, old shit is all that, the best way to describe it. Cause I mean, there's so much there, like, to spend the time and just go through it,
I
wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff there to look at.
Yeah, for sure. Ron says, do you believe it's the ghost of people or some other entity from some other dimension? What do you guys believe?
I don't know. I think it's a ghost from somebody. I mean, if it's attached to something, wouldn't it be?
And that's what people don't understand either. It's not just we're hunting the paranormal. Like a lot of the energy speaks just as much as a spirit does or a paranormal, or the energy comes off of it too.
I believe in that. There are so many items in there, and they are from good memories and then not so good history. There's so many things in there that have been donated by the people in that county that I just can't imagine it being from somewhere else. I imagine it being from right there. If it's not attached to that a particular item, I believe it is drawn there by items.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do too. And also there's said to be a portal in that back hallway steps that leads to the Desert Storm room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the. I didn't like the Desert Storm room. It felt. I didn't like it. I don't know.
It was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I went in there a couple times and I'm like, not so much. I didn't like the feel in there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because it's a history we're well acquainted with.
Yeah.
You know, I don't if it's because we know what happened that makes it even worse, or is it actually something in there?
Yeah. Yeah, it just didn't feel
That's
right to
where
me.
we got all of our knock from, was down that hallway too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when it was playing hide and go seek with us. It was in that hallway. You would hear knock, and then it disappear, and then we go back to that end and think, that we could get something on that end, and then you hear knock. So something in the hallway was playing with us also.
Yeah.
And that's definitely common there. I mean,
And it could have came from anywhere. I mean, it could have been any spirit or entity in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And let's see here. Erin says, has anyone ever researched the name of the tombstone? If not, I'll look into it this weekend and see if he's buried in the area. So that's a good idea. Nobody that I know of, Kathy could answer that one better than I can, but I mean, nobody that I can think of ever looked into the tombstone. The only thing I knew is that it has never been used. That, that tombstone up there in that room, it's not, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did it have like dates on it? Or was it just the last name?
It was his name, his rank, his last name, and then his first name, the rank,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't remember if there's anything else below that.
Any dates on it? I can't
Yeah.
remember though.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Because I'm wondering if that was like a sample from someone who makes those.
Could be.
And I was just thinking, I wish I would have looked behind it, because the one side they have the soldier or the veteran, and the other side is their spouse. So I wish I would have peeked around the other side.
Yeah, and that particular room that you were in was the Civil War room, and there's a lot of Civil War artifacts and things like that in that room too. So anything in there could have attachments, and just right outside that hall is that huge glass thing with nothing but old shit,
And freaky, somebody did it. The word Colonel did come through on the spirit box, so that was good.
Yeah, Kimberly says check if he was ever enlisted. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then Kevin says, I'm wondering if it's commanding officer or company.
See, I read it as commanding officer, and then whatever branch it was, whatever it said. So I took that as commanding officer. I mean, Colonel is COL, isn't it, or CL?
It's COL.
Yeah, something like that. So, Aaron, I know you're listening. You or Kathy, if you could, next time you're in the museum, take a picture of that headstone and send it to me, and we'll post it on Blondes and Booze and also on Paranormal Among Us groups, Facebook groups, and we'll see, what exactly everybody can kind of see it. So
they keep cutting it out.
Yeah, they do. You guys come in and out. So Kimberly says it will tell you rank and company, etc., on the military website.
Yeah.
So that's definitely worth checking into.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, honestly, when Erin says she's motivated to find information, because she's the one that found the history about the Nelson Winters murders. So, yeah. So we'll know something.
Yeah, because it just makes me wonder if it didn't have a birth date or a death date on it. I'm thinking that it perhaps was a sample, but from how long ago? You know what I mean? It's like this could have been in the height of a war, and they were needing these things. So I'm would be kind of interested to find out who did it and when they put that out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the room that has a dinette table down on the other end upstairs?
We got a lot of activity in that room. All of us that went in there.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel bad or negative or anything, at least to me. But yeah, one of their pieces of equipment is the UFO something or another. That went off a lot. And I noticed, Krista, when you were in there, I think you and Aaron went in there. Every time you tried to leave, that thing would go off like it was saying, "Hey, I want you to stay here with me."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and a lot of people who are empaths and can really like feel other people's pains and stuff. A lot of people get headaches in that room, and once they, get out of the room, then they're okay. So. I feel like maybe somebody might have had a stroke or an aneurysm or something in that room for so many people to get those headaches, because actually Kathy got a headache that night in there.
Oh, in that room?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes. Thank you, Kimberly. She dropped the link. So if anybody's interested. So, yeah. And Courtney, honestly, you don't really have to avoid the room. I mean, it doesn't. If you get a headache, it'll come on real quick. But as soon as you leave, it goes right away.
Yeah, just walk out of the room.
And it doesn't happen to everybody. Only sometimes.
There you are.
Hey, you're back.
We're back.
You're back. So anyway, it's just it's a cool room. I'm trying to think of some other cool rooms.
Carmen, she was asking about the dining room that had the china set up in it. What did you think of that room?
You're talking about the old lady's room that Kathy said that she feels like she's sick.
Yep.
Yeah.
The one with the quilt on the bed.
Yes, it was like every time we'd go in there, it didn't want to discuss nothing with us. It didn't want to talk nothing with us. But as long as Kathy went in there, it would communicate with her.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that was Kathy's night of communication with her, nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. And and maybe because it knows Kathy, she's there all the time, maybe.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and, Kathy has boundaries, which pretty much Chris and I have our boundaries too. And like we've been there so much that I think that these entities there, they know what our boundaries are. So they're like, no, thanks. I'm going to leave them alone. They get mad. They're no fun.
Right. For sure. Yeah. I just, and Kathy actually, she has iron, she keeps horseshoes and stuff out, or horseshoe nails out, in her apartment area. So like, I think that's why I sleep good in there. 'Cause, besides the living animals that she has in there, nothing bothers you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know where you're going with that, Fran.
So has Paul ever did the S's method?
I did it
At Ashmore.
And I didn't get a whole lot that came through when I was under it.
Okay, so it's going to be you, Paul, and Brandy that's going to the museum in October, the 26th.
Yep.
Okay, y'all want to do a challenge?
Uh-oh.
Sure.
Not in the Civil War room.
No. We can do, because Lauren and I are going to be at the Beatty Mansion. So if we stick one of y'all in a room and doing the acid method, and then have me in a room at the Beatty Mansion doing the acid method on maybe Paul's live or y'all's live, and see
that would be awesome.
Communicate with each other.
That's a great idea.
And I'm going to say yes. Yes. I'm for yes. I'm good.
Going to say yes because I think I'm going to be forced to do it anyway, so I might as well agree to it.
Right. If Crystal and Courtney come,
they are coming.
Oh, okay. So they are. So yeah, it's on. It is so on. Be fighting to do it.
I would almost say instead of me, have Courtney do it if she's going to be there, and it sounds like
She
she
is gonna
is,
be there.
because she had so much interaction when she did it at Ashmore. I think she should be the one instead of me doing it.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh, I think it's on. And if nobody out there has ever seen an Estes method, this is going to be a perfect example, because this is going to be a great experiment, because we're going to be at 2 different haunted locations doing this.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if Carmen and Lauren are picking up stuff from the questions we're asking at Ray County. So it's going to be fun to see if we can get some interaction going between the two during, 2 people doing the Estes method. That's exciting. I like it. I like it a lot.
Great idea. Great idea.
Mhm.
Great
I think
idea.
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Our friend Greg Ogles is coming to the museum next month, and so are you guys? Well, I'll talk to you backstage about the date, but maybe you guys will be somewhere then, and maybe we can try it at a different location while he's there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe if you're somewhere that's haunted, then we can try it.
Yeah, and I'll let you know the dates backstage. But yeah, well, cool. It's I don't know. It's just the whole place. Like I said, the museum's not all bad. There's a lot of good there too.
Mhm.
And I personally had somebody come in. Kathy was busy with other people giving tour, and I just happened to be there one time. And a guy came in, and he gave me a tour. He said he lived there, and he took me upstairs to a room that was his bedroom. His parents worked there at the museum, so part of their pay was they were allowed to live there. And he has great memories from being there. So it's not that the museum was just this horrible, awful place,
That's cool.
Yeah. So I don't know, just a lot of weirdness goes on, and of course, then there's Goldie. She's there. She lived out most of her life there, and she had to do with the Nelson Winters murders. She didn't murder anybody, but her family was murdered, and she was the only survivor. And she hid out in a barrel, and she was deaf mute. And they say that Goldie is still there. Well, Erin, who's been in chat, she actually the Tennessee Ray Chamber at the museum, and it was up in the Indian Artifacts room, and there was somebody there that was actually deaf, and they started signing, and they were getting responses from Goldie, which was really cool. So I don't know.
That was awesome.
It's kind of weird, because you think, okay, she was deaf mute in life, so you'd think maybe in death she could hear, but maybe not.
Yeah, you wonder how that carries over.
Yeah, and that's Erin actually has a video of that, and I find that really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people say they pick up on her, but honestly, I'm not sure that it's really her that they're picking up on until Erin, got them guys on camera.
Right.
The guy who was deaf signing, and they were getting all kinds of activity then. So
Yeah.
I just find that really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Now, Krista, you said something happened. You got choked in that schoolroom.
no, it was not in the schoolroom. It was in the genealogy room, the room that we were sitting in doing the
lives. Okay.
Mhm.
Somebody got attacked in the school room, right?
I did.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So the story behind that. So we had it was an overnight deal, and Kathy's one of those that she doesn't, unless you want her to, she'll just let a team go do their thing,
Mhm.
And so that's what we were doing that night. And she and I were just sitting in the genealogy room downstairs, and I literally felt the hands on my neck, and I had to get out of the building.
Wow.
So we did find out that the one that did that to me was the one that jumped our friend, and you guys kind of know the story. I told you who it was and stuff.
Yeah.
Who jumped our friend, and he went to attack me, and it was that guy that did. He just didn't like me
Wow.
at all.
So I can't remember if it was in the beginning when we first got there or late at night. It was probably early afternoon or late afternoon when we were doing our first walkthrough of the place. Kathy took me and I think it was just me and Lauren up to the schoolroom, and I was shooting video in there. And no, because it must have been alive because Shelly was commenting that something was going on by the stovepipe up there. Shortly after that, I got another growl on camera.
I think that was that night after you had gotten scratched and they asked you to go in the schoolroom. You're like, I had enough. Nope, I'm not going in there.
So I find that interesting because, like, so things pop in my head. Like that night of when our friend was attacked, when he was coming after me, what did that was removed that night. And however, could it be like the residual that is still there, or is it possibly that portal and it came back? What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on things like that?
It could be a mixture of both, because like when you walk down that hallway where you explain where the portal was and everything, it still feels kind of not maybe like all the way open, but maybe like it's still trying to open back up. But it could also have a lot of fact with, like, you know, with, okay, for one, the museum is by, there's railroad tracks close by, there's water close by, you have no telling how many ley lines that run through that property. So, I mean, there could be other ways of other stuff coming in along what is already there.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And Worldwide Ghost channel says I'd love to join the panel. You know what? Email us at blondesandbooze@gmail.com, and we'd love to have you on the show. We can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's I don't know. Now we have another friend, Brandy and I do, that I won't say attacked, but some wonkiness happened to him in the band room. Do you remember that, Brandy? That was with Nick.
I think she's frozen.
No, I'm not. I'm thinking there's so many things that have happened up there. I've got to bring myself back to that particular. Go ahead and explain it, Krista, and refresh my memory.
I think he's just very much an empath, and he was in there, and I think they were doing the Estes method in there, and he like lost time is the only way that I can explain it. Like,
yeah, that was weird. I couldn't remember.
And then he got out of there, and he was like really upset, and just, you know, I don't know. It was just weird.
It was just weird.
And that was in the band room.
Yeah,
but that was during the time that the nasty was still there.
Yeah. You know, I mean, ever since that's been taken care of and all of that. I mean, I've been in that classroom. I'll go in that classroom. It doesn't bother me. I'll sit out in the hallway. I don't care. I mean, the coolest EVP I got out of there is I went in there and I'm asking tons of questions, just tons, and getting absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I even got down to, did you like to go to school? Was this your desk? Blah, blah, blah. And I finally said, who was your best friend in class? And this itty bitty voice said, George.
Wow.
It was super awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Erin says that night with Nick, he also had things happen in that hallway, and she's right, he did. So, yeah, I think the more sensitive you are to these things, you know, you just have to learn how to shut this down. Where
you got to be guarded, yes,
right, where it doesn't, affect you that much. Because I mean, I'm sensitive to it. I can feel it However, like I have my shield on, if that makes sense, and I always say, I'm protected by the blood of Jesus, and and it doesn't affect me like it did 12, 13 years ago, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, we got to take into account what happened at Malvern Manor to me. I was, I had all of my guards up, everything, and this thing still got me. It still touched my arm and kind of pushed me with a little bit of force, which I've never had done before. But that's even with having all of your guards up. So, I mean, if you are super sensitive and don't have those guards up, you are in for a surprise, because there's a lot of sadness in that building. There's just all kinds of weird little quirks that go on with people, and you really need to be careful of that.
Yeah.
Because if you start acting strange in the building, like you kind of like get angry and start having an attitude with everybody, and you really need to just go outside, put your feet in the grass.
Yeah.
Go outside, put your feet in the grass. Give it a minute, because these things are affecting you. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's the thing, people have to understand too, like when you go to these haunted locations, whatever higher power, be it God, whoever, that you look up to for protection, you need to make sure that you are protected. Or if you carry, some people carry crystals, some people, might carry an earring from their, grandma. But if it's important to you, it's about your intention. So if you feel like that, protects you, it does.
Yeah.
So,
so whatever your higher power is, put it in place.
Yeah. So it's always, always never going to any haunted location without having your guard, your shield on, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and Brandy, I know you carry crystals.
I do. I carry them in my car, though, because I'm tired of the hitchhikers. I'm just saying. I'm tired of the hitchhikers.
Yeah.
I've got my car protected. No more of those.
And, Kimberly, I got to say, she makes a very, very valid point. Plus, make sure you're in a good mental frame of mind.
Yeah.
And physically, too. Like if you're cold or you're sick, I highly recommend don't go ghost hunting. Don't go do that. And same thing, if you're having, like personal problems or something like that, too, that's also opening yourself up to become
not to get on another subject, but talking about that, Crystal, what you were just saying about being in physical health and being in decent physical health. Bob Mackey's, I know they're tearing it down here shortly, but Bob Mackey's was famous for taking people with medical issues and doing something. You would hear about people passing out or having heart palpitations and all kinds of stuff happening to people physically. So I mean, not that this would happen at Ray County. Ray County is for me, that's a fun hunt for me. I love it. I love that place. But yeah, there's other places that I don't think I would go in if I weren't number one, physically okay, mentally okay, or had some type of protection. So, some of these bigger places that talk about having some kind of demonic presence, be careful.
Yeah, Kimberly says there, Bobby Mackey's, his wife was attacked while pregnant. I remember hearing about that.
There you go. See?
Yikes.
Yep.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that, Carmen? About protection and things like that.
I carry crystals. I have my crystal owls in my cars.
Mm-hmm.
I have you see my crystals that I wear on my neck. So I make sure. And we also carry sage with us too. So
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Stuff. Our sage bag goes with us everywhere. It's got sprays in it. It's got salt in it. It's got our sage in it. It's just, it don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
If we're going on a ghost hunt, it's in the car.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, Mickey says that there it is.
Yep,
I will not go in the Sally house. Well, I won't
drive by
either.
it. Don't even drive by
I was
it.
telling somebody about that house today, and I wouldn't go there either. We're talking about it at work.
No,
No.
it's not worth it. That is a bad house.
Right. I don't care what they've done to it. It's just a no for me. Because you don't know what's residual. I mean, they may have gotten rid of the main entity, but there is still residual. And Krista's shaking her head. No, they didn't get rid of that either.
Still
Yeah.
there.
No. It's a no. Thanks.
Yes. Worldwide ghost. Yes, it did. It did. And I'll get back with you tomorrow. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, we have panels all the time. So don't worry. Don't worry. We have panels all the time.
That's right. That's right. And you guys have any closing thoughts?
I can't wait for October to go back there. I mean, that was a fun place to walk around and get all kinds of stuff. I mean, even though I got scratched, I mean, I don't think it was terrible. It was just somebody saying, "Hey, we're in charge. You need to get out," and we did eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a fun place with all kinds of different energies around there, and I totally enjoyed it, and again, can't wait to go back in October and hope to see some more people out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So Carmen and Lauren, where can people find you?
Are they frozen?
I think they are. I think they're frozen.
They're frozen. Are we frozen or are they frozen?
You were. Okay. Where can we find you?
What the hell? Are we back?
Yes. Can you hear us?
I don't think so. While we're waiting a second, Brandy, Kimberly says, Brandy Peace Frog said that you had a full bar behind you, so we got the party at your house.
Armageddon, baby. We're here. It's right here. It's like, you got this side or you got this side. Just take your pick.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll give them a second and see if they come back on, but yeah. Anyway, that was a fun night, and I hope that others can join us there that night. Like I said, it's a fun place. It's a interesting place with a lot of history.
Yeah, I think it's really going to be fun to do the cryptid and the paranormal. I mean, because Carmen said it doesn't matter what time of day you're in there. So we could be in the middle of cryptid 101, and then next thing you know, you start hearing stuff or seeing stuff or bangs or whatever.
Right.
And it happens.
Right. As Aaron said, the museum does not disappoint as a ghost hunt or a museum. Absolutely, it doesn't. It's a place rocks, And Spillin' Tea says, is the Sally House like smack dab in the middle of the U.S.? Pretty much. It's in Atchison, Kansas is where the Sally House is. And it's right along, it's on a big, huge river bluff along the Missouri River. It goes through there. I think it's on 2nd Street. And right down the street. It's actually right down the street from Amelia Earhart's house.
I know. There is so much history in that place, and they got to put the Sally House in there. There's something wrong with that.
Then like 12 blocks away from it is McIntyre.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I don't know if they're coming back. I put their Facebook page, Night Owl.
Okay. Yeah.
Did I get the right one? I think I did.
Yes.
Yeah. Beyond Life, Night Owl, Missouri, Research of Missouri.
Yeah.
So that's them out there.
Yeah, if everybody would go to their page and like them. And Kimberly says they put the guy through crap at the Sally House. They absolutely did. He's a personal friend of mine. And I can tell you some stuff that's not in the book. We'll just leave it at that. It's not in their book. It was awful what that house did to him.
Mm-hmm. What it did to the whole family. I mean, it was awful.
Still to this day, still affects him. And Aaron knows him as well, as does Brandy. And it was bad. She can attest too. So, says her husband, can't remember his name, is Tony Pickman and Deb Pickman. So, anyway, guys, we're at almost the 9:30 mark, and I'm
Yep.
tired.
Well, I got to get up at 2:30. We always know that this schedule I'm on right now, I got to get up at 2:30. So it's like, yeah,
I know, right? That's a
we
bummer.
can't have our super long shows anymore.
No.
Nope. And then tomorrow night, honestly, we don't have a subject, so or what we're going to talk about. So what we might just do is just drop the link in chat. How's that sound, Brandy?
Sounds good to me. And Paul, you're more than welcome to come on too. Just come chat with us.
Sure.
Tomorrow, Paul.
That'll be fun. Sure.
And we'll just, whatever y'all want to talk about is what we'll talk about, and we'll drop the link in chat. So anybody welcome to join us is welcome to join us. And thank you to Carmen and Lauren from Night Owl Paranormal of Missouri.
Thank you.
Yep.
Even though you guys can't hear us or see us right now, we definitely do appreciate y'all coming on.
On the replay.
Oh,
Do it. Do it on the replay.
There he is. I think that's so funny. Oh, that's pretty good. So I guess Paul, Brandy, we'll see you here tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a free for all. Yes, Freaky, it's a free for all tomorrow night.
There it is.
But hey, you got to keep it within reason, YouTube friendly.
That's right.
Yeah. We have to
YouTube
stay
friendly.
PG-13. Darn it. But anyway, so join us all tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Tonight here at 10 p.m. Central, another 30 minutes. Monica Rollins, her show comes out tonight. And I think she actually has Christopher Garitano on as her guest. So
that's going to be a great show. Make sure you tune in and watch her. She's on her own channel.
Yep.
So make sure you watch her.
He's a great guest. We had him on our show too. He really is.
Fantastic.
So,
Our Paranormal World. Make sure you check her out.
Yep. So until tomorrow night, thank you, Paul. Thank you to Carmen and Lauren. And we'll see y'all tomorrow night. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.